This right here is arguably the most tragic outcome humanly possible for this game. Such a good game, absolutely ruined by poor decisions. Now let's go ahead and find out exactly what's going on. 70% of Blackstorm, the ReMemento White Shadow studio employees, have resigned. 70%, chat. Just so you know, the game officially launched full release on the 18th of June. It soft launched last month. Full release June 18th. It's June 25th, 7 days since the game officially launched globally. 70% of the staff working on it have resigned. People keep telling me, Stix, this is the best game ever. Like, I covered this quite a few times, but when 70% of your employees disappear, when you make a public statement claiming that it is up to global to save your game because it's dead in Korea, then you're probably not setting yourself up really for success. And then there was an official message from the CEO of ReMemento. Yep, things are about to get crazy. If you need global, your game's dead. Yeah. That's 0 ads for the game. Yeah, that's true. They said they weren't going to be working on advertising or marketing until global helped revenue, boost your revenue. Wonder what they expected to happen. Did they think the game would blow up? Maybe, yeah. Need the 4-star, kind of is hot. Oh, a lot of the characters in ReMemento are very attractive. Yeah. Blackstorm. If the game is managed properly, the game will be fine. If we're being honest, if they have at least 10 plus employees working still in the game, it'll be fine. Okay. Let's see what they have to say. This game was destroyed, chat, by bad marketing, by the way. It's a cheap copy of a cheap turn-based. Okay, here we go. Today is not a good day for us ReMemento enjoyers. I'm one of them, by the way, chat. According to the article, 70% of employees have resigned out from the company. That's 70 to 80 employees total. What are your thoughts about this? Will this affect the future of ReMemento? If 70% of your studio leaves, yes, it will definitely affect the future of your game. At the end of the day, we don't know the future of ReMemento just yet. Honestly, don't want to say this, but I'm pretty sure we know what's expected to come due to the lack of management, advertisement, you name it. It was all poorly done. I've advertised this game for free, chat, as much as I possibly can. Okay, ReMemento, Blackstorm, more than half of employees recommended to resign. Service uncertain. Okay, a new domestic game that released the subculture Japanese animation style mobile game ReMemento White Shadow late last year. It's not just a mobile game. The game was also PC compatible. It was actually a really good PC game. Late last year implemented a large scale recommended resignation. Oh, so they're recommended to resign. Okay, on the English audience, they really need to spend 10 times on the translation. The translation was an issue, definitely. They need an investor company to keep the game in a good place, probably. But they do state here, recommended resignation, not confirmed resignation, due to the management difficulties. So there is an issue with management. What's likely the issue is that they can't afford to pay their staff, so they're recommending they resign so they don't have to, making it unclear whether the service will continue. According to the game industry, on the 23rd, Blackstorm is known to have notified 70 to 80 employees of their resignation that morning. Blackstorm was approximately 110 employees before the resignation. It is expected around 70% of the total workforce will leave the company. Like Loki gachas die because of poor advertising. They do, yeah. So what you do is you get Papa Stix here to advertise for you, and then your game does well. Boom. An anonymous source said, oh, you gotta love chat when anonymous sources say something, right? After notifying them via messenger in the morning, they called them in one by one and had them sign a letter of recommendation to resign. They said that ReMemento service would continue for the time being, but it's questionable whether that will be sustainable. Chat, it's already dead? Okay, well, there you go. ReMemento will continue for the time being, but it is questionable whether that will be sustainable. So when, dude, what? Okay, let's be honest. If a dev, if a publisher, if a studio comes out and they publicly admit, if they're like, well, we're okay right now, but let's be honest, we don't think we're gonna be okay a month from now. We definitely don't know if we're even gonna be here in 2026. That's a big red flag. That is a huge red flag. I guess that would happen. It's the worst thing to say. Exactly, you're not reinforcing any faith in your studio at all, because nobody is gonna spend money. Absolutely nobody will spend money. Nobody will play your game after this. So people are gonna see this and be like, nope. You don't even know if your game's gonna be here tomorrow. So I would not recommend spending anything in this moving forward. Blackstorm is a domestic game developer funded in 2021 led by developers from Netmarble. No wonder! Oh, yeah, Netmarble. Let's continue. Composure. At the seed stage, attract investment from Garena who were the people behind Honor of Kings, right? A large Southeast Asian game publisher in 2023 received 15 billion won in Series A investment from domestic venture capital. Wait, 15 billion won. That's a lot of money, right? They had $11 million. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money, 11 million. How did they fumble? Netmarble, it all makes sense now, yeah. They presented its work in December. ReMemento garnered attention for its unique worldview based on its own intellectual property and high-quality graphics ahead of its launch, but immediately after its launch, it quickly lost users due to various bugs, insufficient convenience, making it difficult to operate. It was reported that in April, the game's profit model was changed in a way that was disadvantageous to you. So they released in December. In 4 months, they came to the conclusion that they were not making money using their current business model. So they decided to change the business model to make it more pay to win, or to make it easier for whales, disadvantageous to users, free players, causing a significant number of the remaining users to leave. They all quit. Everyone quit ReMemento, and the remainder of people are probably gonna quit ReMemento as well at this point. Wow. Okay, that is holy shit. Before we go any further, I do want to take a moment here to thank all of my incredible patrons over on Patreon and my YouTube channel members who allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are absolutely phenomenal, and I genuinely cannot thank you all enough for the support. But that isn't all. Launching globally is their last Hail Mary. So they released on June 18th officially, fully, and that was just 7 days ago. An official message regarding the future of ReMemento White Shadow, a message from ReMemento's CEO after 70% of their team was fired. All right, this is from the guy himself. This is from the guy, chat, that said, it is up to Global to save the game. Once Global spends a sufficient amount of money in their game, then and only then will they begin advertising, begin marketing, and begin sponsoring content creators to cover their game. But if they do not reach a sufficient and adequate amount of money to finance their game, then it's all over. And if this is anything to go off of, it did not go as they planned. Okay, hello, this is Do-Yeon Kim, CEO of Blackstorm. I'm fully aware of the concerns and uncertainties raised by recent news articles and community discussions regarding the future of ReMemento White Shadow. First, as CEO, I sincerely apologize for any confusion or anxiety this situation may have caused. It is true that there has been an internal restructuring within the ReMemento project. Oh, he actually officially confirmed this, but he referred to a chat. He confirmed it as, or sorry, he phrased it as internal restructuring. Nice wordplay. It's over because not a lot of people knew about the game came out unless you keep up with them on Twitter or Reddit or watched my channel. I keep you guys up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre, chat. Additionally, if you're not already, you should be a member of our Stix subreddit. That way you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre as well. However, I want to make it absolutely clear that this restructuring will not impact our continued support and operation of ReMemento White Shadow. Wait, you mean to tell me 30 people are all that is necessary to run your game? You don't need the 110 people working there? I mean, sure, if 30 programmers can create the same content and produce the same level of quality that 110 people can, sure. All right, awesome. Although, looking at Nikkei, Arknights, Wuthering Waves, Blue Archive, any Hoyo game, every big gacha game, they, after achieving success, went on mass hiring sprees to expand their team so they could work on more. I don't know if, you know, decreasing the size by 70% is gonna allow for you to produce the same level of quality and the same level of content, but sure. Expedition 33 did it. Expedition 33 did do it on a certain, you know, with a certain team size, but at the same time, these people right here have no money left. And nobody is spending money in the game or is gonna be playing it, so there's a drastic difference there. Expedition 33 had that number of players from the beginning. This company had 110 and then drastically reduced it. So if it took over 100 people to do this and maintain it, and then they reduced it, this is likely a skeleton crew. So in the MMO genre, or in live service games rather, there is a term coined, skeleton crew, and that is a group of people that essentially do the bare minimum to keep a game running and operable until it inevitably shuts down. So that is what I'm assuming this is. They reduced by 70 to 80% and are keeping the remainder of people there as a skeleton crew. CEO said himself the game will receive updates. He wouldn't lie. Yeah, exactly. No, he wouldn't lie. He totally doesn't want people to continue spending while they approach end of service and operation of ReMemento White Shadow. The game service will continue uninterrupted and our commitment to its future remains firm. At the same time, we sincerely acknowledge that we have not fully lived up to the expectations and support that you have placed in us. As such, we are thoroughly reviewing our current update plans and establishing a new development roadmap designed to enhance content unique to ReMemento and significantly improve your overall experience. So they are thoroughly reviewing their current update plan. So they're establishing also a new development roadmap. So basically, they're like, okay, so with 110 people, we're doing this thing, and now with 30 people, we can't do that anymore, so we have to do this new thing. And remember, chat, here, it went on to confirm that after most people quit playing, they adjusted their business model to make it less free-to-play friendly. I mean, this doesn't sound good at all. This actually sounds terrible. This roadmap will prioritize addressing critical issues such as bug fixes and service stability. Our immediate goal is to provide all wardens with high-quality gameplay experience you deserve. Thank you. Wait. Okay. What? Okay. So there you go. Yeah. They had update plans, chat, for the future. They have confirmed they are establishing a new development roadmap. This roadmap prioritizes current issues and bug fixes and server stability. The entire roadmap does nothing to address actual content. Major updates, new characters, events, bug fixes. That's what they plan on doing. That is, wow. They're not planning future events. They're not planning future updates. They're not planning future characters. Right now, their goal is to do as little as possible, the bare minimum to keep the game operable, and just work on fixing bug fixes and server stability. That's it. That's their goal. They confirmed that themselves. Like, they literally confirmed that themselves. The CEO himself. Recouping the losses as best they can. They released a game. It did poorly in Korea. They then confirmed Global would have to save the game. They self-localized. It turned out poorly. They didn't make much money. They then changed their business model to try and milk more money from players. That didn't work. Now they fired 70% of their employees and are using a skeleton crew to try and milk what's left. That's it. That is not good. Wow. If their 1.0 is trash, they'll never make it back. Nope. How else will the CEO afford his first yacht? This game will fail, but I can't agree on the premise. The dev teams need to continuously increase and never decrease to maintain quality. Quality is determined by who you are, not how many you hire. No, that is true, but at the same time, if the quality of your team, 110 people, could only do this, and your team does not hire new talent, better talent from an outside source, and you reduce your workforce by 70%, and the 30% that remain are still 30% of the original team that made this level of quality, you now have a reduced workforce that are incapable of pushing out that content. So it suffers overall. Wow. So another one, chat. Another one bites the dust. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment, so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.